Myanmar, also known as Burma, is home to the large Rohingya population, particularly in the Rakhine State in the west of the country. The Rohingya Muslims are one of the world's most persecuted minority and are living in a complete dreadful nightmare. This ethnic minority has been exposed to horrific atrocities by the Myanmar government and are fleeing what is called a textbook example of ethnic cleansing. Many international observers say that the current crisis is a military-led campaign to drive an unwanted Muslim minority out of the country through orchestrated murder and systematic rape. And the burning of entire towns. More than 500,000 Rohingya Muslims have recently fled from this crisis, and they are left stranded in the most painful situations, unable to find refuge.
Moro totinora o no mada gomala majana aduar bajja bajja don mari fala bajja bajja don mari fala bahoro guli mari mari fala ha tu go fuashi lomade tu fuaya go thaile ra samara ar mut mari bele सांसार गोंदो माझे नाही सांसार बायदो माझे गो शुद्ध सांसार फोगो मारी वाला लयले मामा कोई गरीब आदत माझे ये सरगरा दर की और कुमार सरगरा इनार सरगरा देती ना ना तो हद बेगिना आते तू हरे दे मर जाई के भला मेरे.
Before the massacres, there were thought to be 1.1 million Rohingya living in the country. The Rohingya have existed in Myanmar, a Buddhist majority country, for centuries. Once Myanmar won independence in 1948, the government passed the Union Citizenship Act, which detailed the ethnicities which were considered indigenous to Myanmar. The Rohingya were the only ethnicity out of 135 who were not considered official citizens. This essentially opened the door to the atrocities that we see today. The Myanmar government won't even use the word Rohingya, let alone admit that they're being persecuted. The authorities see the minority group as a threat to nationalist identity, regarding them as illegal immigrants. However, as the Human Rights Watch has noted, their presence actually dates back to the 15th century. The government has forcibly segregated Rohingya from the rest of the population in the Rakhine State. They live in confined, restricted areas, which they are not allowed to leave. For decades, the Rohingya have faced persecution and have been denied citizenship. The Rohingya are systematically demonized. In fact, in 1991, Myanmar's military launched a campaign called Operation Clean and Beautiful Nation, forcing 250,000 Rohingya Muslims out of their home with horrifying violent tactics. This is a long ideological and linguistic war. By not giving them identity, the perception of the Rohingya as outsiders and as illegal immigrants allows for them to be dehumanized and thus stimulates the barbaric idea that violence towards them is justified. In 2015, a horrific scene emerged of the Rohingya stranded at sea, overfilling boats helpless, with all countries rejecting them. You would think that this scene would have sparked international outrage, yet the world remained painfully silent. But before we ask where is the international community enraged at the clear orchestrated hypocrisy, let's ask ourselves, who decides the value of human life? Are we going to let the silent media continue to decide? Let's ask ourselves, where are we? Are we unconscious to the atrocities? Don't be sensitized to the graphic content, as it is only their reality that is at our slightest discomfort. In all honesty, aren't we just as guilty turning a blind eye to the atrocities? And if you were taken to account and asked, as this genocide was happening before your eyes, what did you do? What would we have to say?